Stewart and Caribbean's finest Ruth Osman and Band, alongside our very own Sean Bola and much more. Also see runway displays by Guyana's finest fashion designers, Shasha Designs, Olympia's Fashion, Randy Madre, Andrea Braffett, House of Pearson, and many more, as well as fine art displays by the Guyana's Women Art Association. A day into night of elegance and class, showcasing Guyana's rich culture through music, fashion, and art. Event begins at 2 p.m. Tickets cost just $20,000.
This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 FM.
The time has now moved on to 19 hours 1 in Guyana. With your nightly newscast, I'm Kevin Smith. The former APNU-AFC government had renegotiated and signed the Stabroek Block Production Sharing Agreement in 2016 with ExxonMobil's affiliate and partners. 2 years after doing so, it approached the Exxon Consortium and successfully renegotiated a critical fiscal element. A contract addendum is a post-contract attachment that modifies, alters, or totally changes some of the terms of a previously established contract. Now, according to Addendum Number 1 of the Petroleum Agreement, dated April 26, 2019, it was evident that the named parties were in agreement that the contract allowed for the 2% royalty to be recovered. To plug this loophole, the addendum that was subsequently filed categorically stated that it shall not be recovered in any way. Sealing the new arrangement were former President David Granger and President of ESSO Rodney D. Henson. Chartered accountant and attorney at law Christopher Ram said that the PPP should take the example of the APNU-AFC and demand renegotiation. Meanwhile, Shadow Oil and Gas Minister David Patterson is adamant that the 2016 production sharing agreement can be renegotiated, as changes to the contract were already made when the two parties, government and ExxonMobil, agreed to make it pellucid that royalty payments would not be recovered as an expense by the operator back in 2019. Patterson, however, said that the political will to renegotiate the deal must be present for the oil companies to comply. And Vice President Bharat Jagdeo maintained his government's satisfaction with its handling of transparency matters relating to the Natural Resource Fund. Jagdeo insisted that the changes made to the former government's 2019 NRF Act did not weaken the legislation, but instead improved oversight relating to the management of oil monies. The vice president said that while his government has not received adequate credit for strengthening the law, it was his administration that made it mandatory for all money to be paid into the fund to be made public with the necessary receipts and the relevant jail time for failing to do this. Meanwhile, Guyana's local content legislation has paved the way for the institution of a series of robust guidelines which demand foreign oil contractors to provide detailed information about their employment and procurement activities with Guyanese. Specifically, the guidelines state that contractors, subcontractors, and licensees must provide the local content secretariat with a local content half-yearly report. And in other news, in response to the decision by the Director of Public Prosecutions, Shalimar Ali Haq, to discontinue a private criminal charge against Crime Chief Wendell Blanham, the legal team for Detective Sergeant Dion Bascom is moving to challenge the decision. On Wednesday, Bascom appeared in the Georgetown Magistrates Courts to answer to 3 cybercrime charges. The charges against Bascom come weeks after he made accusations about an alleged police cover-up in the murder investigation of Ricardo Fagundes. On that said day, Bascom's lawyer, Nigel Hughes, filed a similar charge against the crime chief. And to wrap things up this evening, to bolster its standing internationally, the University of Guyana, with help from the United States Embassy, is currently in the process of obtaining accreditation through the Accreditation Board for Engineering and Technology.